What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Having a great hand and a shit board. And how do we play it, both in position and out of position at 100 big blinds? So, what's the situation? Situation is we're going to have a premium hand in UTG. We're going to have Jacks plus, very good Ace X, and some good King X. But the board's going to be very low. So obviously we're going to have overpairs. Those are going to be good. But we're also going to have a lot of Ace X and some King X that's going to miss. And we're going to play in UTG against either out of position against button or in position against big. Do you guys have any questions?
Nope.
Okay, I'll do the first one. So we've missed on a low board against big blind, but we're always going to be in UTG, which is going to give us a lot of overpairs, a very condensed range. So obviously there is 7-8 available here. So he's the only one with straights. So this is very much a nut advantage to big blind. I think in theory, that means that we're going to do a lot of checking here. Because we do not have the nut advantage. We have very little 8-7 that we RFI. We have a little bit, I think, but not very much. So my gut is telling me check, and we do mostly check, but we get some mixes in here.
But almost nothing bigger than 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. And I think that comes down to nut advantage. Should we look real quick?
That makes sense.
I mean, this isn't hyper connected where he's gonna have donks. Well, let's see. I don't think he gets donks in this one. Does he? No, not really. But let's look ranges real quick. Yeah, he's got all these straights. He's got a lot more straights than we do. If you look at the straight, he's got enough straights that we are concerned because solver hates getting stacked.
Hold on. Is that, did I get that backwards? Who on the left? That was him on the left or that was us on the left? It zoomed by. Let me just go back. Yeah, show it that again, just so I can look at it long enough.
Here.
On the breakdown, yeah.
Ranges.
Okay. So
He's
that's
big blind
him
on the
on
left.
That's him on the left. So he's got, oh, but green is under the gun. Okay, so gotcha. So we've got, so when we both miss, we win. But at the top, he has the straights.
Yeah, he's got more straights. So I think the more important metric is not necessarily how many he has like raw straights.
No, it's the 2.3%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the knife's edge, that is the knife's edge that is strategy in solver. That's significant.
Yeah. But we have more sets, even though we have so little sixes because of the density of sets. He has more raw sets than we do. 10, 9, 6s. Are we 6s pure?
No, under the gun wouldn't have 6s pure.
No. Okay, so it's not broken down that way. Yeah. So he has more combos of sets. Just saying just 9?
Well, it's as a percentage of range.
Yeah.
He's defending wider. I mean, we have a very, if you look just at the RFI range, we're opening what, like 17% of hands or something?
Yeah.
So he's got a much wider defending range.
Right. That's us. You pointed it us.
Oh, I'm sorry here.
Yeah. That was the thing I was getting backwards. Okay. I got it.
And Larry, while we're here, can I look at something on strategy? Roll over our ace queen off under the gun, ace queen off on strategy. Okay. Just kind of wanted to see where our ace of clubs, which is sort of the Badoogie suit. I was just curious if that made really much of a difference, but it doesn't.
Okay.
A little bit.
So we check.
Yep.
I would imagine he's got a lot of betting here. He doesn't. This is a little slow today, unfortunately. I think we check back. I think this card's pretty bad. We get to polarize at some frequency here.
And bad Mr. Frosty is saying we can bet small here because we have we have equity. I mean, we have the best hand most of the time right now.
Yeah, but I think, I
When it goes
mean,
check,
this is a
check.
polarizing sizing, right? That it
Yeah.
wants to use. It does use the small sizings. Sure.
Yeah.
I think we're more interested, I think once we begin this line of checking back, I think we're more interested in just getting a showdown.
Yeah.
And losing to two.
Okay.
All right, who's next?
Well played and well played and hurt. I'll go next, and after me is Skate, then Mike, then bad Mr. Frosty. All right. Welcome, bad Mr. Frosty. Good to see you, man.
All right, here you go.
All
It's a big
right.
blind again.
On the same theory, this seems like a good check. And some betting, but mostly checking. Oh, much more betting than before. Cause
I
it's,
wonder
again,
if this is because ace king just has so much more.
it's ace king, cause it's
yeah,
ace king.
equity.
Yeah, but you can still check it and the
Okay,
bet is
check it.
small. Having
can-
taken the check line, we call a bet. We don't fold yet.
No, we're indifferent.
Yep.
What do you think we would, do you think, let's see if we call a little bit with a spade. Which might allow us to bluff rivers. He bets. It doesn't really make a difference.
No. No, it even doesn't like, it even prefers not the spade, because he can be betting his spade draws, I guess. And now we fold. He gets to beat us with whatever he has.
And he beats us with.
He beats us with a bet of 11.5 and a straight, both. There's both those things.
Who's next?
Skate.
Let's get you ready. All right, Skate. You've got ace queen.
Yeah, these 10 high boards, I don't really like so much. I imagine we're gonna have, just like before, we're gonna have mostly check with very little betting, up to 50%.
Jack. Good. He puts in a kind of a probe here.
I think to this size, we are. I know we're gonna fold probably completely. I just imagine if we're gonna have very few calls. With two,
I didn't hear you say it again.
I'm gonna fold. I just imagine if it's gonna have some
Yeah, we're
calls.
indifferent. Holding is fine.
So we opened to 2, not to 2.5 in this exercise. Okay.
I guess we do.
Yeah, we do. Oh, no, sometimes that's weird. Yeah, here we go. All right, against button. Yep, that's fine.
Who's this? Who's
This is Mike.
All right. Oh, you're putting me out of position. Thanks a lot, Larry.
You're good out of position.
Well,
Take
this
one
is
for the
check-
team,
this
Mike.
is a check range spot right here. Okay. This kind of feels like we can't fold. We're not raising. I'm just curious if it does mix, like if we just start folding already, like if it's mixing fold, but we're just call.
Yeah, I think it's a small size when we get calls. Can we look at this real quick and just look at what we do with different sizings from him? You guys mind?
Sure.
Because I'm in this position a lot. Because
Yeah.
I play like a tight range against a very loose pool. And I'm curious how we're supposed to react. So I'm just curious about ace king, right? So let's just filter for ace high. So this side. So we can see already that picker kind of was important here. Okay, that's when he bets 1.8. This is UTG, and he bets 50%. Doesn't really see much
Okay.
difference here.
Yeah, so the ace king, that's when it starts to become indifferent
Yeah,
already. And it's probably indifferent to pool to population already at a third.
yeah, agreed. It's a common size. Now we're just out.
Yeah, now we're out.
So
without-
really, when they go above B50 and we don't have anything going on, we don't have any backdoor action. Notice here, if all the backdoors are called. That's
Right.
enough. Notice ace queen, we're indifferent, but ace king, the monster of all non-paired.
Right.
If we have the backdoor, we're calling, but we're just out with the offsuit.
And then
back-
one thing that makes,
Back
one thing
Back
that
to
makes,
B50.
Go back to B50.
Yeah. And then check out our ace king off here. And again, the same thing I want to look at. We have the ace of clubs, which is the one suit that is not on the board. And I'm wondering if that has any effect on, because their back doors are going to have ace of spades, hearts, and diamonds. And
So
our
we like
ace
the
of
ace of clubs.
clubs
we like the ace of,
blocks their ace of spades, hearts, and diamonds.
right.
So we get to call more often, but it's still not even.
Okay, should we move on?
That's the opposite logic of where I would have started with. So I like knowing that. It's a small difference.
Yeah,
but-
that's a good point.
All right, Mr. Frosty, you're up. If you want to unmic.
All right, we're
Mike,
still
I-
in this. We're still in this. Still
I
in
get to
this.
Oh,
finish.
sorry. Oh, oh, Mike hasn't screwed yet.
I haven't spewed yet. That's right.
That's right. And Frosty's going to type for us. Okay.
All right, you got another 4. You got a
Alrighty.
kind of
Well,
inconsequential 4.
we're gonna check, obviously. Oh,
That was easy.
yeah. Okay. Jeez.
That's a really, this is an important lesson in where his overbet bluffs are coming from, isn't it?
High equity.
Yeah.
He
What if
wanted
we
to-
had ace 10 there? I guess we'd probably fold.
Can I just see something real quick?
always.
Let's look. So when we see this bet BT50, we're gonna have a very tight calling range. Look how aces are indifferent. Kings are indifferent. Queens are
Yeah, look
indifferent.
at that.
Jacks are indifferent. I mean, because he must have the nut advantage here when he obviously has a nut advantage when he does it.
Yeah.
But let's call.
With our ace 10 offsuit.
And yeah, that's a good one to look at. Do you want a brick river or do you want some kind of nut completing river?
Brick it.
Uh,
Got king 9 suited. Screw that.
to- Look on this total fucking brick. It likes to dunk small.
We go out.
Do you guys think this is a good strat against humans? Let's leave out the donk bluffs. Let's just look at his overpair sizing here on this brick. You guys think this is good against humans?
I think better. I think the check is better.
And that's because
Let
they
'em-
are likely to continue to bet big and you have a hand that mostly can call depending on size.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that makes sense. So I guess I guess in theory, it's doing this. Well, number one, we won't worry about, how it's balanced. So it's always gonna be balanced. But this feels like a pot control play.
Mhm.
And so if you do this, right? This is a B10. You do this, he's gonna have shoves. Which is 100% a pot. And let's put you in an indifferent spot.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, who is next?
Bad Mr. Frosty is next, and he's going to type his answers.
Okay, let me open up chat then.
He says, let's go.
Okay, you are playing in position with the vital ace of spades. What would you like to do?
You've already opened, so now here we go.
So now this is your hand.
Check to you. Do you want to bet or check?
Correct.
No.
Yeah, he does have the nuts. We don't have the nuts.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, well, I didn't catch it in time, so you can either, what would you like to do? We can small bet or check. Okay, you gotta choose, dude. Gotta choose, Frosty. Check. Checking is fine, so we're mixing. So with the ace of spades, I think we're probably betting a lot. Checking is fine.
Yeah.
Brick, turn. He bets small. What would you like to do? We're gonna call. Now the question is, this is an important card. But he overbets. He's trying to claim he's got your hand. He's got your blocker. What would you like to do?
He says just fold. And
Says
Mike's
shove it.
and Mike's ripping it, but Frosty folded, so we're going with
Okay.
Frosty's thing and see what it says.
Yeah. We folded the size.
Right. So Mike, here's the one argument against ripping it. Which is, since he bluffs with the ace of spades, but he value bets with all of his 2 spades, you block a bunch of his bluffs. That would be the argument against ripping with your ace of spades as a raise.
Okay, let's
Gotcha.
go. So with our ace of spades here,
Yeah.
let's just go through sizing real quick. So you're on big blind. He's using, okay, let's just first check. And then let's look through these. So what our sizing with the naked ace of spades? Well, this can win at showdown sometimes. We're checking. Ace queen. Ironically, we're not doing it with the ace of spades. We're checking back. Riddle me that. But queen of spades. Essentially, the size that it wants to use for its blocker space bluffs is B75.
Mhm.
Here it wants to use, or it wants to shove sometimes the ace of spades. Here it wants to use a B75 and ace 10, it doesn't care. But essentially what I'm reading is that the size that it wants to use is a B75. Except with the ace of king, well, it's mixing. So B75 is the size that it wants to use to bluff with the ace
Right.
of spades. Okay, cool. Which obviously matches. Now here's a good question for you guys. It's the solver. Its bluffs are going to match its value. Its value is going to be B75. Do you think the case ace of spades bluff here is appropriately sized at B75? Imagine value.
Yeah.
Or do you think we should use a different size for bluffing?
I think 75 is big enough.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's a good size. Now let's give him, he does sometimes, his most common size here on means flush completing is the B33. Now the question is, do we have bluff raises with the case ace of spades? Now we do. Now look at that. Now when it's checked, we check back with the ace of king, but now we don't feel like we have value, so we shove it in his face with both the case ace of spades and case ace of kings. Case ace of spades, shove it in his face. Shove it in his face. We have showdown here. We have top pair.
You're saying shove it, but it's not a shove. It's I mean, it has a few shoves, but it's mostly just it's mostly just raise 50% on him.
Okay,
Size.
it's doing both, I think, right? But yeah, it mixes.
But the queen of spades does a lot of
No, I don't understand that.
the shove.
I can't get my head behind that one. But I can certainly get my head behind case ace of spades.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously this is a very important play. Most people will have
Mr.
the ability
Frosty
to make
says-
this play.
Mr. Frosty says, but against small size, raise/shove, really autopilot on the flop. We have overpairs, but they've got 5-card nuts, so no small bet made no sense. Why are we not? But we're not shoving that much. Can we see it again? You just looked at. And then did you notice king is playing more aggro?
Notice what combo is playing?
Kings, king. Maybe is it king? Is it the king of spades or the king he's asking about? I think it's the king.
I
Oh,
think we,
ace
yeah,
king-
if you want to
ace king with a
simplify
king of
this,
spades. Ace king with a
Yeah.
king of spades on the river.
yeah, we want to have the blocker to
Yeah.
raise
go-
in position.
Look at ace king offsuit here on the river. With our king of spades, that's where we really push it
Yeah,
because we unblock his ace of spades bluff, but it's funny because his ace of spades bluff, we could just raise. We don't need to jam. So that's interesting that it does that. I have no idea why.
I don't know.
Does his king of spades sometimes, does his ace of spades sometimes have ace 8 and ace 10 that we're trying to get him off of?
Hmm,
And
Probably.
and BMF says it's not intuitive to me at all. Me either. I see
Yeah.
why we would raise, I can see why we would raise more often with the king of spades than the ace of spades, but I don't know why we raise bigger. Because his naked ace of spades folds to any raise. Okay. I don't get it either. All right, back to you, Larry.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I instead of deciphering the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I think it's best that we simplify and say, this is a good play. None of us are gonna bluff enough, right? We know that already. I know I don't.
Right.
So
And back
if we
Frosty.
simplify and use the aces, the case ace of spades as a bluff here to the small size,
Yeah.
I think we're in good shape.
Yep, and bluff it to the big size. I mean, to the
Mhm.
bluff at 50%, you don't have to bluff it all in, is the majority of it.
Okay, all right, who's next?
Okay, back to you, Larry.
This is mine, okay.
Yeah.
All right, out of position, ace, king. We do a lot of checking here. Checking range, see here, guys.
Yep.
So this hand is good enough to try to get to showdown. Best non-paired.
Didn't pick up spade.
Yeah. So I think once we take this check down line, we just continue it.
Yep.
And we
And we
lose
just-
this, well, we win use queen. There we go. And he's thinking the same thing. I
Right.
think this rarely is gonna happen against humans. I think an in-position player at least is gonna take a stab on them.
Yep.
And
On
we
the
need to understand where we are.
Yeah, he's gonna take a stab on the turn, and we're gonna call him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, who's next?
Me.
I mean, I think my argument, and let me just say this real quick and see if you guys agree. My argument is that a human generally is not gonna see this as a hand he wants to take the showdown in position.
Or he's gonna bet it on the turn thinking I'm probably good, but why why let a 9 come off? Why let you hit anything,
Yeah, exactly.
you know? All right,
Okay, who's next?
me.
Okay.
I'm going to check. We've got this part down.
You do.
Yeah.
Kick back.
I think we're finding some patterns. I'm gonna check again. Same reason.
Now
I think we're,
look at
oh,
this.
no,
This might
ace
be
king,
'cause-
that's right. Ace king is good enough. Ace king's the one that bets.
And also, I think it's, do you think we do this, you think we bet more with the king of diamonds or ace of diamonds or bet less?
Or is it because of the brickiness of that 3? What was your turn card, Larry?
I wish I had that kind of memory.
If his 4 paired.
Yeah, it's
It
It was a
paired.
board, it was a board pairing,
Yeah, it was a board pair, I thought.
which made
Um,
ace king
let's-
better.
so when this 3 of diamond, yeah, so having the diamond is important, right? It doesn't care if it's king of diamonds or
Yeah.
ace of diamonds, but that opens it up because this is essentially,
Allows us to bluff.
this is 2.3 dimensional chess where we're thinking we get to bluff big on a river diamond.
Yeah,
So we're setting that up. And also it might have to do with blocking his continues too.
yeah,
I think it's probably a combination of both.
Yeah.
Okay, so but we can check. That's
let's
what we're
bet
doing here.
it instead though. Because now it's not, well, it doesn't matter with this one. So with the check line, I have to check here. This hits all of his. Oh no, I have to bet.
Wants to bet all it's, you know why? This queen is really good for you.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
okay,
And you're blocking some nuts.
yeah.
You're blocking some, and you're blocking some nuts.
Blocking with the ace
Because he
queen.
does have ace queen off against UTG. So button does flat ace queen off.
And king jack suited.
And king jack suited and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good point.
Alright,
What, do you want a hero?
um, I do.
Nice hero.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Skate.
Get you ready?
I'm always ready.
That's all I got. Poker God finally got a premium. Why don't you go to the trainer continue? What would you like to do here?
I'm not really sure, like with pairs to be. I mean, I don't. I imagine with aces and kings, we're gonna check a lot more. So yeah, I am gonna bet this, and blocking the flushes, which is good, right? So up to B50.
You're in there.
Nice, most common size.
Life got interesting, Skate. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna side call. I mean, it's all you could be bluffing, so
Oh, yeah.
Do you, yeah, so this is interesting. Let's look at something here real quick. How important is a spade to our overpairs here? Let's just look at overpairs.
Yep.
Straight set. Oh, it's gonna be two pair. No, straight set. Overpair.
You need a spade to check.
We need a spade to, we want a spade to call.
Oh, this is the raise. Oh, no, we were looking at the, no, Mr. Frosty wanted to look at the first node where we bet.
yeah, let's
Because-
check out both.
Jack's checked. Yes, so go back 2 steps here.
Okay, sure. What do you want to look at?
Roll over your jacks and you'll see how much it checks. No, it just mixes. You don't need a spade.
It doesn't really matter, but
You check
Okay.
back a ton when there's when he has a straight you can't have.
now that he's essentially said, I'm the only one with the nuts, eat some of
Yeah.
this. I'm the one who has 7-8, not you.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden we're thinking, well, do we have outs to the nuts? And
Yeah.
I think it's 3%. So this backdoor is going to come in 3%, but that in the knife's edge of strategy of solver is enough to call. You call. Too very hard for us to fold now. He says, just kidding. Kate, this is your hand. What would you like to do?
I mean, they could still have some value. Maybe not like premium value, but some value when they do check. So I am gonna check.
I think, okay, so I think we're gonna bet more with the spade and we're gonna check more without, but we'll look at that. Checking, I think, is in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
we
they're the
must have checked.
aggressor.
You're right.
Only have a spade when we're here. We don't get here without a spade.
I thought we were mixing. Was I wrong?
Not sure. I think let's go back there if you want.
If he checks, yeah, we'll go back, but check,
Okay.
he checks here.
Okay, so check on turn. They checked. Okay, since they checked, let's go for thin value. Let's go 35%.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna use it much here, but we might. But generally, we're gonna use over half, but we might, we do sometimes.
Or maybe 60.
Oh,
No,
we're gonna
it's
check
check.
back. Just wants to check back. It's just not good enough. Look at this. It's checking back. It's checking. Let's do this another way. It's checking back all the, we're on the right here. It's checking back all, even checking back aces. It's just not good enough, but
Yeah, I thought we would have bet.
maybe against humans we can because they just don't have enough traps here. But
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way he could have a double trap, but can they?
No, but you could imagine him having 10-9 there or 10-6 and not betting it once the flush comes in.
this is a furious play. Someone made this play on me Sunday night.
Yeah.
Multi-way, I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
They check raise. I had eights and under pair, multi-way in the middle of the sandwich, check through on flop. I bet small. They check raise to like $40 off 5. He showed down king 3. Anyway, I'm still bitter. Okay, so okay, so who's next?
Mike is next.
Mike, you ready?
Yeah. Okie dokie. We've seen a little bit here. We can check, we can bet. And I would probably just take a check line here. Check.
Okay, we're mixing. Guess that makes sense.
Yeah, we've seen this.
Well, he puts in this
And
tiny bet.
we probably mix call and fold. Let's just like in game versus population, I would probably just fold if I've taken this line so far. I don't think we call it a full frequency, so I'm folding.
I like the
He's
fold.
good, so. Folding is really good.
It's no fun to be in a hand where if you get the best card you possibly can on the river, you still can't raise.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, who's
Alright,
next?
BMF, it's Mr. Frosty. Who's up?
All right, we go. All right. We got the good pair here against big blinds. I'm gonna open up chat.
Check.
So,
Yep, check just like like the Jack. He's gonna check behind and protect.
yeah, checking's fine.
Yep.
You should stab. Nope. Good to do.
Bet for value and protection. And what size? 50. 2.25.
Good choice.
Rocking.
Would you like to use?
And he's gonna check, Mr. Frosty checks back. I'm gonna bet this one. I'm gonna bet this
Yeah.
one small. Yeah. And I'm gonna fold to a raise.
Yeah, I
there's
think we have
plenty
to
of value.
value
He
bet
can call you
this.
He can call you with a 10 easily that he can bet, and he can trivially call you with an 8. I mean, if he had an 8, it just fits the world.
Yeah, I was thinking value, but I was not expecting overbet to be,
Was it an overbet or was it 75%?
it was overbet.
Ooh, I didn't do that.
That
Yeah.
surprised me.
Yeah, like me too. I was on the fence that board paired, but it was middle
yeah.
pair. Larry, if you don't mind, when we're done with this, can you check if the 8 pairs, would it be any different?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not overbetting there.
Let's see what our equity is. So let's go to over pairs. So it always wants to value bet over pairs big. This sizing may have to do with just always folding to a check shove or check raise. Maybe that's what's going on. Let's
mean,
let's
this
see what our equity is. Yeah, well, we're so far up in range here that we're gonna have to value bet even though it's uncomfortable. Let's just see. We had queens, right?
Yeah.
Let's see where this falls. Let's just look at breakdown. It's queens, go to breakdown. It's right up. See where the queens are. See the dark regions up here. So we can see, look, to top pair, it's just not good enough. So our 8s, why is that? Whatever. There we go. Our 8s, that's 2 pair. No, it's
Yeah.
it's 2 pair because
Right,
it's
you,
the
you
sevens.
roll down a little bit and we'll get to ace ten eventually.
There we go. Am I incorrect? I mean, shouldn't this be qualified as two pair
That's
because it's
two. 10-8 is top two.
They were all two pair, but the,
10,
Yeah, I
10-8
guess
is
that's the
top
way to-
two pair. A 10 is two pair, but it's
10-8 beats ace ten. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
10-8 beats his ace ten.
So ace ten is where really you can see it up here. If you see where the dark region moves, it's right on the edge of where our value region is.
Yeah,
And then, here is ace ten off, not good enough. I want it's gonna, this must be unblocking something, but, we go to, so our value starts at overpairs. Which is here, aces. That, yeah, so it wants to cure value bet on this line. And do we want to see what happens to a check raise?
we have some 300% in there.
300% is going to be queen nine bluff
Queen nine bluff and full houses.
and full houses.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so if we do, what's our most common size here? With our queens, our most common size is, let's say that we
Bet.
B61, right? I think that's probably the size we're gonna use the most as humans here.
Yeah.
And then his most common check raise size is to 21 bigs. What do we, how do we feel with the overpairs?
Uncomfortable.
Indifferent across the line. Just mixing, just mixing.
Now give us the overbet. Let's bet the 133 and see what happens when he raises us.
Big blind check. Okay, 133.
Now when he
And now
jam,
he
right?
clicks back. Kinda.
Oh,
Raise to, what's his most common size?
I
Let's
hate
say
it.
he raises to. I think the size, we'll see probably this size more. We're mostly forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we
And
move
we
on?
fold aces the most, which is funny.
Say it again.
We fold aces more than we fold jacks, queens, or kings. It's reverse linear, which is really funny.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Anything else you guys want to see in this one?
Yeah, I just want to see what happens when middle pair pairs versus.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry.
I mean, second top pair.
Okay.
let's see what
Eight of
happens.
hearts, right? We have the eight of hearts, eight of diamonds.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we get some checks,
He checks and then. Pretty similar in strat, I think.
Right. And then
similar.
let's look what happens if the 10 pairs.
Yeah, I think that starts getting.
He checks, yeah,
We don't do any
now,
betting. Now the big bets go away.
now we have just smaller bets.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, it's
No,
back up on
thanks.
you.
Okay, whose turn is it?
It's yours.
Kings against, with no diamond against this super connected board. Which is really good for button, I think, really good for button, fighting onions, check pure. We get just a smidgen, but we check, we'll just say we check.
Yeah, simplify it.
Okay. Double pair board, out of position, unblocking. Well, not, we don't block the back door, but. I think we get a small bet. We might polarize.
I want to bet bigger here.
Okay, so. I think we go defensive.
Alright.
And we can do both.
Why? Because the double flush draw. On
Double flush draw is why I did it. Yeah. I don't-
Yeah, yeah,
that's
I
right.
think that's a good argument. I think that's a good argument.
Yeah.
This is a brick. I don't wanna overbet. On this, so, yep, oh, look at me, how smart I am. And we get a sixes to fold, but yeah, I think when this is a total brick. Let's look at this real quick. Just to reconfirm kind of what we saw in the last hand. So this is a total brick, which gives us an overbet, I think. With 23% of range. Now, let's go to the other extreme. Like the least bricky card, a very unbricky card would be a 7 of clubs, a 7 of spades.
Yeah,
Now what happens to our sizing?
we don't bet. It goes to green.
Yeah, now we're bluff catch mode.
Yeah.
Except for our straight, bluff catch mode. Okay, cool. All right, who's next?
Me. All right, this is the one I now remember correctly. This is I'm gonna check back this one. And I'm checking a lot of the turns that I would have bet with the ace king. Not this one because of the 4-liner. This one, I don't think I bet the ace king either, but I definitely check this.
And you check this one?
I check this with its 4-liner nature. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
checking.
it's pure check. Just trying to get to showdown.
Yeah. I'm just giving up on the hand. I'm saying, would you like this hand? All right. Is there any reason to turn this into a bluff? No. Check back. Yes, there's a lot of reason to turn this into a bluff and or unbelievably thin value.
Hard to get him to fold this. Maybe you can.
Yeah, I don't think he's folding to 10 there to 1 bet. Okay. Skate.
Yeah, you ready?
Always ready.
You got an overpair and you're connected to this board. This is a situation we've not seen yet today.
Are you sure? Because I've had this hand twice.
Yeah, but you've not had a
Jack,
texture
you
where
didn't
you've
have
had a gutter and you've had a backdoor flush draw.
Oh, true. Okay, so yeah, we have added equity. I think we're gonna bet a little bit more, but we're still. Yeah, let's go 33.
I wonder if we get bigger bets. I think 33 is fine, but the thing that I would think about here in game, I hope, is can we withstand a check raise? And I think the answer is yes with this combo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's betting. I think, yeah, we get better. We still check at a healthy dose. I guess you could argue this is protecting our checking range, but not really. I mean, we can 10, so betting high free. But we do now we're getting bigger bets, but we didn't see it as much before. Because of the gutter and the backdoor equity.
Okay.
Brick of all bricks. And he's thinking, Solver is thinking. Solver chooses to check to you. What would you like to do?
I mean, we are blocking straight, right? So we have to have 6-8.
He
That's,
does have Jack 8 suited, I think. Yeah, what would you like to do?
Okay, so let's go 50, I guess. He went small. No, bigger.
Wants to polarize. We're not breaking anything, but I think this brick river is going to lead to polarization. Let's look at this really quick. Let's look at 2 scenarios. Let's look at the dream card. Okay, so we know we polarize here. Look how much so when this bricks, it's not just really good hand like what we have. We are really we are overbetting this.
Yeah.
Super brick. And this is something I'd like to get better at, is reading textures, right? So when we have this super brick, which just doesn't connect with anything he has, we're using a very large size.
Yeah, we have a lot of things happening, right? Like things that you said here. Plus, we're blocking some nuts, and they
Yeah.
did not raise the flop.
And they didn't raise the flop to our small size.
Right.
That's a
And
really
we can
good
do
point.
this without blocking the nuts though, because if you look at our pocket kings don't block anything.
Yeah.
And they love it. They just love being the best hand.
Just this brick here is just really
Yeah.
important. Now let's just change this to the absolute opposite and look at range and also what we do with our hands. So we're gonna make this a card that's not good for range, but is really good for our hand. Okay, so now obviously you're very polarized now, right? So we've got super polarization. And look at this. Our straight is pure checking back.
Or nut
Straight.
straight, pure checking back.
Can
Not
we
straight
all?
is pure checking back.
Yeah, the jack queen.
Well,
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Let's look at this.
because it's versus big blind. They have a lot of suited cards they're defending in their range. Maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't look at it as the top of range here. It looks at it like it's got equity of 77%. So when the flush completes, it just doesn't think of it as the top of range. I mean, we're 3 to a flush. I guess it's part of the argument I think is that big blind has a lot of suited stuff that it's protecting. So if you look at the straights, we're just never really betting them unless we have the case ace, I would imagine. Case jack. Case jack. Case jack of
With
spades, but we
spades.
have that here. So I can't explain it. These can be flushes. We're just essentially always betting on flushes.
what do we do when we hit a set on the turn?
We bet it big.
Um,
Well, we bet the ones we still have. We bet our tens and our nines. Big. Oh, you meant when we hit it with our jacks.
and we're mixing.
Yep.
We're a 1 to a straight here, so we're gonna mix. Okay. Thanks, guys. So we can bet, that's fine. I mean, it's not breaking anything. He folds. He folds bottom pair. And there's your set. Who's next?
Next is Mike.
Bring it.
Okay. Queen
Alright.
against out of position.
Jag and range.
Okay, can I just ask a question? Do you think you're on a loose passive? No, let's change that. You're in a loose gambling game. Online or live. What are you doing with this hand out of position?
Checking.
Are you playing for several hours or are you there for 1 hour?
There for 6 hours.
Check.
Okay.
What does the 1 hour have? Why would that change it?
Because one of the things that your checking range does is the fact that you have check raises in range makes you hard to play against, but it often gives up it often causes you to lose a hand you would have won as a jump ball that he bets. So their default is to bet into your checks all the time,
Yes.
right? So their default is to put you on the hand that misses the flop, whatever it is. When you raise, you have ace king and there's no ace or a king. So that's what you have. So they play accordingly. And they do that until you show yourself to be someone who is dangerous to bet at your checks. Because a lot of the times you're going to give up jump ball hand. By checking flop, you give up a lot of hands that you would have won. Through naked aggression, whoever's going to win the hand with naked aggression. But the longer term strategy is much better. If you're only there for a couple of hands, win the hand. That's my argument.
But the argument is that you want to have some hands that can call down in your checking region, which this certainly falls into.
You want to have check calls and you want to have check raises. And the more check raises you have, the less free they are to bet.
Yeah, I got it.
They don't know that yet.
Got it. So let's continue with the check, which is fine. He checks back. Double blocking.
Yeah, and I think we've seen this already. We get to actually bet here at a pretty good clip. We can check or we can bet. And just for the fun of it, we're going to bet. And I think the sizing we've seen in the past, now double blocking it makes it, I think, even better for us. So let's go with a B75.
In there.
Nice. Most common size. And we do a fair amount of betting. So that's great.
Okay.
WP, sir.
All right. Mr. Frosty,
Let me open up chat here.
Hello.
oh, look at that.
Hey, Mr. Frosty, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Uh-oh, did the girlfriend wake up?
Yeah, she's in the shower, so I can talk now.
All right, got an interesting hand. You are out of position.
I like betting small because we have the draw. We have the flush draw, so I like betting small.
Yeah, I think what we're doing here is we're setting up for a check raise.
Mm,
No, that's
Okay.
not true. We're checking range. We're checking
Yeah.
range. We're not setting up for anything.
okay.
Um,
All right, so let's go back and just check range.
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
So I think one of what we've seen today is that this texture is a check range out of position in theory.
Yep.
Okay, so now he chooses big bet. What would you like to
Call. Call big bet, raise small bet.
do? Yep,
I like it.
we brick. But so does he. I assume you want to check?
Yeah, he bet big button. Let's let him see if he bets big butt on turn. So. All right, so we just fold.
Yeah, we
I
can't.
really don't like it. And even if we do make our flush, we're out of position. There's no guarantee we'll get any more money from him.
So we're indifferent. But I think your fold is good against humans. This
So
sort of,
let's, oh, go on.
I would say, humans, rarely this is properly polarized. With the right amount of bluffs to value.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I would like to call this one and see when we make it on the river, do we bet out or do we check and hope that he bets again? Because this is one that I'm always stuck with, is when I call here, maybe not to this size, on the river, I go, well, let me just turn my hand face up and tell you that I have a flush.
Yeah, that's your point.
We've
So the
seen
first point is that,
it's gonna have us lead quite often.
I thought in theory we have no leads if we're facing a turnover bet like that. I thought we would have no river leads theory
what I'm-
wise.
okay, so
zero.
he uses this size. Let's just very quickly look at what we're doing with our. So we're indifferent here. So our combo draws are. Okay, so before I go too deep into the. Rabbit hole, our combo draws are like half the time we are polarized. We're like. Gutter here, we're like, sometimes we run it. 9-8, which is pair plus draw and gutter. Run it. King 8. Yeah, okay, cool. Now let's.
But those other
flush-
combo draws never call. The king eight, the king jack never call.
Yes, true. Which is interesting. We've seen this
Yeah,
before.
the ace eight call, the ace eight calls, the ace king does some calling.
Flush draw nuts. So having these two big cards is important, clearly.
Yeah.
This is
Put
pair
up all
plus
the
draw.
flush
We're
draws.
never folding pair plus draw to this size.
Yeah.
And then having these other cards is important, but we are indifferent. So, okay, so we wanted to see what happened
Yeah,
if.
hold on, Larry, put up one more thing. Put up
Yeah,
all
sure.
the flush draws. Just put up all the flush draws. At the same time, not just flush draw nuts. Yeah, so. We don't call with anything worse than king, queen as a pure call. They are raises or, they have to have something more. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? So king, jack, king eight, king seven are jam or fold. They don't call.
Yeah, combo draws.
Right. But the king, jack is not a combo draw, is it? Yes, it is. King seven is a combo draw. Yep, those are combo draws.
Yeah.
Combos, but they're not willing to call. The only combo that's willing to call is the 9-8.
Yeah. The other thing that I key in on here is that, just looking at the flush draws, the nuts, having these two big overcards is important. Ace jack just isn't quite big enough.
Yeah, ace jack's not big enough.
Not good enough, I guess. So, okay, so we wanted to see what happens when we call,
We call,
when we get there.
right, with the 3 of spades.
do
Nothing
we
else.
donk? We do not.
No.
Yep.
which makes sense against this massive size, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's declaring here that he's at top of range. Even though we saw these doing it with a lot of his range, right?
Yeah.
So solver just is not going to donk, but let's talk about humans, right? So a human is not gonna have a proper amount of bluffs here. This is gonna be heavily skewed towards value.
Mm.
Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Great
Mhm.
majority, some will, but, and if he's saying he loves his hand here, and we call and we get there, I think we get to exploit that he loves his hand and shove at some frequency.
Right.
This
but
is
he
gonna
loves
be
his hand.
like sets a lot and
Yeah.
made straights.
So we think he loves his hand, but he may not bet it. He may be, he loves his hand, but he's gonna get scared of the flush because that's what he thinks we have, that we call him with.
That's my argument. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's a good theory.
If that's the case, Mr. Frosty asked if that's the case, what's our size? Jam.
Yeah, there's only one size here. We've
Yeah.
got, there's a pot size bet left.
Just jam.
Okay, but we can mix here. Why don't we just, for fun of it? This was Mr. Frosty's hand, right?
Yep.
Let's call this. So Mr. Frosty, you've chosen to embrace the variance and you've called. But alas, 9-10 Jack Queen is not gonna do it. I assume check.
Just check fold.
Jack and give up.
I'm gonna see what he's doing this one.
Do you remember when you said the only size that makes sense is jam against population on a river spade?
Mhm.
What about like a disrespectful size?
It's
Because you said
funny.
if he's got sets and you bet and if he's got something nutted that's not a flush and you bet a disrespectful size, he's gonna make a blunder. But if we jam, then can't he just play perfect?
No, because you said he's got something pseudo nutted. So he's gonna have to call you. Like he's got, let's say he's got a worse flush or he's got a
Mhm.
set. Does he really fold the set there? You'd think that he gets that to our disrespectful size, he raises when he has nothing. When he can't.
Mhm.
Because
Okay.
give yourself the nut straight there and somebody bets one big blind on the river. I mean, literally, I mean, not 10%, one big blind
Mhm.
On a flush completing river.
on a flush completing river. Don't you look at that and go, you either have the flush and you're a weirdo, or you have something that you're trying to get here cheaply with, but when I raise, you're going to fold it.
Yeah.
I mean, am I going to try to take my straight and bluff you off the deuce 3 of spades here, which you don't have, but I mean, you know, the worst, am I going to try to do that? Is that what your disrespect is?
I was just on the river. I was just like you said, like 10% pot, and I just feel like against population, like I don't know, they're just emotional, you know, like
There's some spazzing.
yeah, like I give us opportunity to spaz, but
Right.
I mean against population, you're right. They should be calling with sets there, but I just feel like they're so aware of like flushes coming in. Like you could give some Rex a potential to fold a set.
You could,
I
but
mean,
here's the thing, with that. So when you bet the 10% and they call with any hand that would have called your big bet, you've now made your
lost a ton of value.
stake.
Yeah.
You see, you've overpaid. If you don't get full value, then you've made a mistake by calling for your flush.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're just having a completely exploitative talk. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We just
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Yeah, we're
anytime
way
we
off
step
solver.
outside of this, every time we step outside of solver, like obviously, like there's so many more opportunities to lose value.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking, it's just way too many options it gave me if I don't play like the solver. I'm like, oh, I could just bet a disrespectful size, but
Yep.
we would never be in this spot, you know, if we just play like the solver, never be in that kind of spot.
Larry?
Alright, next hand.
Hey, Larry?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna have you check, a normal size bet on the turn and we get there. Like that B 175 is extremely rare for humans.
Different hand. You got to go back one hand. Oh no, this is the hand. Yeah.
Stand.
And so on the turn,
turn, check.
B75 it.
Button. Yeah,
So
he
B
just
se-
loves, we're
Yeah,
not,
so B70, oh, they don't even have an option for B75.
yeah, this is a very unique texture.
They do, it's 0.5%. I mean,
Why don't we
this-
do this? We're gonna
with
give
the
it a
human
hand
stuff.
that probably doesn't lead to as many over bets. Let's give it, so let's give, do you wanna use a king here? King's gonna not, was king rainbow. So we now are gonna bet a lot. Oh, we still check a lot. Oh, sorry. Wrong part of the tree.
Yeah, the problem with the king is the king gives us the king gives us top pair, top kicker.
So now his bet is smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
okay,
a
so
queen
then,
is-
Okay, calls.
so we call?
Yeah, but now we have ace
That's the
king.
flop though, careful.
Sorry, say it again.
Yep, so we call, yep. We call pure, actually. And then the 2 of spades.
The flush completing river, yeah.
Okay, just a little bit of leading, but it's not as much as I thought we would.
We need more with the straight. Than we do with the flush. Okay,
Yeah.
anything
Okay,
else?
Nope.
Alright, who's next? Oh, wait, someone,
Yep,
Do we
we
do
just, we just dropped, BMF just dropped out, so we got skate.
skate. You've got jacks on this texture. What would you like to do?
Again, okay,
We're killing it with the
I,
jack.
I apologize, Skate, for giving you a premium over pair
Yeah,
question.
listen to the frustration in Skate's voice.
Oh
Again.
my God, I
Jack
have a really good
with an
hand.
overpair, God.
unacceptable. We're gonna we're gonna check. We're gonna bet. We could bet up to maybe up to 50.
So you got something going on. You got a couple things going on here, right? So I'm gonna take this chance to pontificate because we don't have the timer.
Yeah, we
It's
got a good
rainbow.
shot.
And we got a gut shot. So those two things are important. So I think you might get the size up here.
You think so? You think we're gonna go like 76 on the flop?
I think we're gonna have 1576. Because of the rainbow texture and because we got a gut of nuts.
This is Skate's hand, Larry.
No. If he
I-
wants to play the hand, he can play the hand. It's totally fine with me. I don't
did
mind.
choose to take the liberty to pontificate. That is true.
No, thank you. I'm going to go with what Larry says, 50 to 70, 76,
Which one?
50. My usual size on the flop. I don't really go too large, but okay.
Yeah, I think we get big bets here. Oh, this is really okay. So he calls you. We get this low kind of he doesn't have 6-4 suited.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. He does. You're right. I'm on. All
Yeah,
right. So he's got the nut advantage here. Skate, what do you want to do?
I see no reason of slowing down. I don't see them calling that hand you just mentioned on the flop. So yeah, let's go 75.
Nice.
Nice.
Good choice.
Look, now this is interesting.
Yeah, the overbet again.
It looks like we need the additional equity of the gutter to choose this size. So with the gutter, the additional equity of the gutter, it's enough to pure bet. And then we have the reverse linear stuff that we've seen before.
Roll over the kings just for a second. I just want to see, just because I'm bad with colors, so I have to look at the thing. So the kings do the 50 and the 75, but they don't have the 125, right? So the kings go all the way up to 75.
They do
Right.
use the 125.
Okay, the kings have the 125. All right.
But like we start incorporating checks, queens plus, not jacks.
Right. But the kings love the, oh no, the kings love the 75, right? The kings don't love the 50.
Yes.
Okay,
That
that's
is
what. Yeah, the kings love the 75 and the jacks The difference was when you close your kings. The jacks have no checks. And they are all over the same thing. They're all over the 50 and they're all over the 75 and the 125. Everybody likes the 75 and the 125. And you're reverse linear in your betting of them.
So do you think this is a combination of two things? One, it does benefit from protection jacks, right, to overcards.
Yep.
And two, since we've got outs to the nuts, 4 outs to the nuts, we can call it check raise. You think that's why we bet checks pure? That's my indication. Maybe also blocking jack 9 suited. I think he has jack 9 suited here.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
So, do you think? I think that's why, man.
Yep.
Okay. Let's move back to the quiz. Okay, so your size is good, sir. I have a good card.
Ooh, we saw this before. Deja vu. Yeah, we're not gonna check. We're gonna bet. Let's get value from like let's go 84. Or maybe even a 151 like Scotty says, but I think it's gonna have like 84. Let's go 84, 19. Wrong
Oh,
check.
what?
Why? Why check now? Why check now?
We can get value from ace 10. Exactly.
Exactly. Why?
Because we're betting aces, kings, and queens. Well, look here. Let me ask the group a question here, because I'm not sure. I perceive this as to be a good card for 2 reasons. There's one combo of 7s left, and we now have counterfeited 10-8. What do you guys think?
I think those are the positives, and the negative is that he just paired up.
He
his
has
7.
some raw 7x.
Right, but he folded out some of his 7x on the turn because we bet the flop and the turn.
Mm-hmm.
And we bet big on turn.
Yeah, so we got rid of some 7x.
Okay.
But we didn't get rid of
Uh,
7-9.
But
Just
I
saying.
think maybe Silver telling us it doesn't like this comp.
Yeah, it doesn't. Let's see what it does with the bigger pairs.
So so here. They check. Let's just look at over pairs.
Just wants the bigger pairs.
Yeah, this is a little bit surprising for me. Let's
Yeah.
just look at this as breakdown. So these are the jacks, I think. Yeah, these are the jacks, and it's just whatever line it has for betting value here just falls just below it, just as pure equity.
Yeah.
79% equity in the lower right, you can see, and then when we go to jacks, 76. For whatever reason, clear strategy,
Yeah.
jacks. We're right at the edge.
Yep.
So I don't think betting this is bad. I mean, this
No.
is just, I think your bet is fine. This is just, we were just at the edge of where it decided it had a value bet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, should we move on, gents? Anything else you want to see here?
Nope, we can move on. Let's do one more round of this and then be done. How's that sound?
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, so who is next?
You. Back on you, Larry.
We've learned that this is in theory a check. This hand is good enough to check again. Especially with no backdoor action. Start to throwing some bets, but not really. We can ignore that, I think. All right, once we take the check line, we're gonna continue with the check line. All right,
Check win,
Maybe.
check win, check win.
and then we're indifferent at this point. Our pot odds are 29%. This is a big bet. On the paired board, I think we're gonna call more. We can see a lot of stuff that bricked, right? You can see stuff around the spades. Stuff on no,
It doesn't even matter though what bricked is the one thing about it. They're having
Yeah.
you fold though, which is he can get here with his full range because he didn't have to bet anything. So he
Yeah.
doesn't even have to have spades. He can have 7 deuce if that's what is
this is interesting because you got counterfeited, but we're never gonna check through.
Yeah.
All
It was
right,
being- Okay,
who's next?
I'm next.
This is an interesting hand.
We have a gutter.
Yes.
We have a legitimate gutter. We almost never have a legitimate gutter
Against big blind too, so you're playing in
against-
position.
against big blind. I think we can bet this and we can bet this small. 1.5.
It's in there.
He calls.
Boy was straight, so
A 4-liner. We can check behind. And he can bet big and we can fold.
that.
Yep. Once again, I lose the
I've
max.
got no showdown.
Yep.
I overbet.
Yep, he did.
Okay, who's next?
I feel so good that I did the correct move. It's Mike.
Mike, you ready?
Bring it. Ooh, ace jack might be bad enough to bet, but we're gonna check.
You're right, though. It was bad enough to bet. 250.
Oh, he should bet a lot there. Yeah, we just check.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Look at those sexy pot odds.
Yikes. Yeah, I think we just. God, he's got such a big range here, and this could be good. I'm gonna fold, but I wonder if it mixes. Sure does.
Yeah, I think you call a lot with a spade. With a single spade. Let's see.
What I must, okay, let's look at that first. You do call more with spade, call pure with spade.
Yeah, you have some raises. You even have some raising with your spade.
So,
You want the ace of, do you want the ace of spades to raise or do you want the jack of spades to raise? Where's my ace of spades?
I am not sure why the spade's is not here. This
Maybe
appears to be a
we
bug.
bet it off. We
It's
bet
gone
it.
by now.
Yeah, we bluffed it off.
And the tree,
Probably on the flop.
yeah, it's gone. If we're checking it here,
Flop
Yeah.
or turn.
We bet it on the flop.
and
then
then
we
he
check it,
checks,
Bet it on, we bet it on the turn.
we're gonna pure bet it here.
Yeah, that's where it went.
But that's an important lesson in of itself, that we really got to leverage the ace of spades on this texture and
Yeah.
bluff off.
Right. But on the river, when we get to this river with no ace of spades, when we have the jack of spades, we do a little bit of bluffing with it, but I think as played, we needed the jack of spades to call. Was that it? Let's go all the way go all the way to the river to our fold.
Okay, here, river,
Yep, that's
That-
he. And now here, let's look at this. So this ace jack. Ace jack. With the jack of spades, we can raise and call, and without it, we do a lot of folding unless we have the double badoogie on the flop. Is that true? No, I don't understand. I'm done.
so notice we get here, with the ace of spades more with the ace of king, because we have more equity, top with top non-pair.
Yeah.
So I think that in my head, I think that we use this as a pure bluff.
Yep, bluff the ace of spades against
Yeah.
this size.
Alright, where are we? Scotty,
That was my last one is gonna be skate.
okay. Scott, you ready?
Yes.
Alright. I really hope you don't get one of those pesky overpairs this time, Scott.
Give him ace queen.
Ooh,
there you
ace
go.
king. Okay, we don't have a spade.
Against big blind.
Yep. Probably gonna have more bets than checks. Let's go 50.
No, he said he's betting 50.
Oh.
Oh no, I guess you're right.
But it wasn't.
Get the bet here, sorry.
You got it.
He calls you.
Okay, we're not slowing down. Let's go 75.
Ooh, I'm slowing down.
Yeah, we just have showdown.
Yeah, that was my thought as I said that this hand is good.
Yeah, I mean, let's just look at it real quick. Let's just look at what we're doing with our. So we chose to bet 50, call, turn, big blind checks back here. So let's just look at filter of our ace high.
Yeah, not having a spade is pretty bad.
So these are betting, right? These gotta have a gutter. One's actually, 6, 7, 8, yeah. 7 gutter. But these, maybe the way to think about this is your ace king in Solverland, your ace king and ace queen have enough showdown. So they're gonna check back in theory.
Okay.
Okay, so now you've chosen to check turn instead. Now you are giving it up through the hero artifact.
Yeah, I think we gotta.
Turn it into a bluff again.
Yeah, but we don't have the ace of spades or the king of spades, and the queen is better for us. But I mean, to this size, we gotta fold. But yeah, we fold. Yeah.
Oops.
All right, that's it, I guess, huh?
Yep.
See
All right.
you all next week.
Yep. We're gonna do. If you gotta go, yeah, we're gonna do marked hands. But if you gotta go,
Skate, you gotta stick around for marked hands unless you've got a real life to live.
I actually don't. So my life is poker at this point. So and work.
So stick with us.